Blaster!
Big J is afflicted with several neurological illnesses, and one of the results of that are his delusions of grandeur. Big J loves to proclaim to people that he's an intellectual and will classify others as being low IQ. Meanwhile, his entire existence on YouTube says otherwise. Even when people clip his live streams or they'll clip his interactions that he has with people when he was on somebody else's channel, people will clip the parts of him being the damn fool that he actually is. They don't clip him and highlight him dropping intellectual, scholarly, profound knowledge bombs on here. No. Why? Because there are none. And as I've said before, as I've said many times before, Big J is a primitive club-carrying Neanderthal who just runs around grunting all over the place. But when you knock the mask off of him, you'll see that underneath all that venom, growling, and club swinging that he does on here is just a retard, like the one from Mad Max. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the intellectual behind all of that snarling and foaming at the mouth that we hear coming from him. And he actually thinks that he should be the head of some things. Yeah, Big J foolishly believes that his word should be the law in the gender wars. He, for no good reason, believes that his word should act as the Constitution and amendments of the gender wars. He really believes that, when the reality is that nothing about him says that he should be on the front of, or the face of, or the author of anything good or bad. And here's how stupid and low IQ that he thinks people are. Man, I was on BIGJXXX's channel the other day, man, and man, I saw something on BIGJXXX's channel, and I said to myself, is he still doing that? Is he still doing that? I didn't know he was still doing that, but BGS was talking to Don, he was talking with Don Gordito. And here go Big J again with that screen share thing that he does when people tell him that he has a beef channel. Big J, to prove he don't have a beef channel and he is an intellectual, he shows 5 interviews he did with political candidates. 5 or 6 of them. And he expects for people to see that 5 or 6 as his body of work, and he wants people to ignore the probably 2,000 other videos on his channel. He thinks people are that slow and so low IQ that they'll define or categorize his channel by the 6 instead of the 2,000 where he's mostly fighting and attacking people. Can't be on the front of anything because Big J is greatly undisciplined and ill-mannered. He moves in a very careless and haphazardly manner. He's too predictable and easily brought to anger. He's trigger happy, he's childish and petty. And he's been on here for 15 years, but he still moves like a rookie. And he's conflicted in thought. And because of all of those things I just said, plus more, his rightful place is in the back of the line or over there in the little corner of the room with a dunce cap on his head. Look at Maurice's reaction to Big J. Keep your eyes on Maurice.
Yo, can't nobody tell me what to do on my channel. Can't nobody tell me what to do on my channel when you constantly trying to tell everybody what the fuck they should be talking about and doing on their channel.
Okay. When Serena Williams got into the problem, guess what happened?
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah. You
about to start bringing up a bunch of dumb shit.
I got all
so you about to start explaining why you be up in there, why you trying to tell everybody what they do. I'll be doing on their channel. Go ahead, explain. Go ahead, explain.
It's shame. Yeah, I'm gonna be like Ty City in this shit. I'm gonna
tell me why. Tell me why you the only one who can do it too. Be sure to tell me why you the only one who can do it, and why can't nobody do it to you?
The only one who can do it.
You literally just said that because when people do it to you, you got a problem with it. You want special treatment. See, that's you hanging around those feminists too long. You've been hanging around those feminists too long where you want special treatment. You want to be able to do shit. Yeah, you want to be able to do shit that people can't do to you. That's that special treatment. No,
if you're going to do something to me, it better be based on facts.
Right. You just described yourself. Which part you ain't understanding?
Where I describe myself at?
You hate black people. You hate black people. You are fucking racist.
No.
You hate black people. You got issues with any black people that don't kiss white ass. Any black person that don't kiss white ass, you got a problem with.
What is
kissing white ass? Is a black person ain't kissing? What is
anybody
who don't anybody who don't want a white person on their camera? Anybody who don't want a white person, you are racist. I just told you. Talk it over me. Stop talking over me. I'm telling you. If you stop talking over me. I just gave you an example. Oh, your brain just bust. Your brain just bust right there. Right there, his brain just popped. I made his brain pop right there. I just made his brain pop right there. Look at him, he's mad. He's big mad. This is what I do. I throw shit up in people's face. I show people how their logic is flawed, and then I make their brain pop. You see how I do them? You see how I do them, y'all? See how I break them down with logic? I don't have to yell. I don't have to scream. I don't have to call him out his name. All I gotta do is break him down with straight logic.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows that he's an uncontrollably volatile individual. And I've seen many people invite him up there just because they know that he's going to implode, then explode when he gets up there, which makes for good entertainment. Keep your ears on Big J and your eyes on Maurice.
Right? Arthur, this is the most comments I've seen in a while. Arthur, much love, Arthur.
There's no need to turn up.
Yeah, I don't need to turn. I can articulate myself without turning up.
You wasn't turn up. The reason why I'm loud because you never turn up, AC Star. That's why
I turned up on you yesterday, nigga. I turned up to 10,000 on you yesterday, nigga. I set you on fire yesterday.
When you on everybody else's channel,
and I set you on
black people's channel, though, you get turned up. But since this is a
I got turned up because you came to fuck the conversation up, and then you know that's what you came to do, and then you want to throw your listen. So listen,
why are you quiet?
Big J, all you do is throw rocks, then hide your hand.
No. Right now, I'm watching you. I'm right in front of you throwing rocks.
Big J even knows that he's class clown, whose standard way of operation is that of a fool.
Please allow me to put my thoughts together. I believe that anytime, nowhere in the time and history of man where we as human beings have the tools necessary at our disposal to do what's right and to do what is just. And I hope my words will be a snowball effect.
Hear that? Hear how awkward he sounds trying to speak in that way? Calm, cool, and collected? That's not him, and he know it. He has a number of videos sounding like you just heard, out of his element. He was out of his element right there. His element is being a tantrum throwing toddler. Listen to this.
There's about 4 or 5 people I'm willing to put on the cape for, because I know them personally. Okay, that's one thing. I know them, in person. And two, they never stabbed me in the back. But here's you getting stabbed in the back from both ends. Peso man stabbing you in the back. Old girl over there stabbing you in the back. And while your boy refused to protect you, when he had that dingbat, this woman who's calling for genocide on his panels, while she's calling you an ape, a monkey, and everything else. So, I didn't stutter in this conversation. I'm not yelling and screaming in this conversation. And I kept my cuss words at a minimum. The best I can.
He's shocked at himself. Speaking calmly is not him. He's so shocked that he asks people to see and notice that he's not being himself. There are other videos where he says, notice I'm not yelling, because he'd be surprised at himself.
That's Doctor of Thinkology. The sum of the square roots of any two sides of an isosceles triangle is equal to the square root of the remaining side. Oh, joy! Rapture! I've got a brain!
Seriously, he'd be actually caught off guard when he notices himself not tripping. He'd be surprised at that. Big J is no intellectual. He's a primitive, club-swinging caveman. There's been no evolution in him. Yelling, screaming, hollering, tantrums, that's him. And some people feel sorry for him, and when they see him on here getting his block knocked off by somebody, they'll try to save him and coddle him and comfort him, because they know what Big J really is behind all that anger.
You know the law!
Mr. Thunderdome, shoot him! No, no, look at his face. He's got the mind of a child. It's not his fault. Lester, I'm sorry. Everything.
This wasn't part of the deal.